Turning back to Tesla, its long-anticipated Robotaxi is set to launch on Sunday in Austin. Joining us now is Bloomberg's Craig Trudell. And Craig, we were excited to hear that this could be getting closer to fruition because we both are thinking about the possibility of being able to ship people around without thinking about it. How much is this going to be a watershed moment for a really beaten-up company in Tesla?
I mean, it's a long time coming, right? Where, I remember hearing Elon Musk talk about how we were going to have 1 million Tesla Robotaxis on the road in the year 2020, right? And he said that in, I believe it was April of 2019. So this is something that he has long promised and long, struggled to deliver. It is a watershed moment if and when he's able to put cars on the road that won't actually have people behind the wheel. But I think, in terms of what we expect on Sunday, it is going to be, a far cry from even, what was promised back in 2019 when, Musk was talking about, a lot of cars being on the road capable of driving themselves. In this case, they're really keeping this to a small group of potential customers. They're sending out invitations to, I guess you could call them influencers, big Tesla fans and Musk fans that are likely to be, quite forgiving to the extent that there are any issues, any early hiccups. And, they're also keeping this to a contained area in one city with a handful of vehicles. So this is still, very early goings for them, and it's going to be quite some time before we get a sense as to whether or not this is going to be at all impactful to this company that, as you mentioned, is having a lot of challenges.
Fresh in probably a lot of people's minds, too, Craig, is October of last year at that We Robot event that Musk had. And there was a lot of disappointment. He rolled out a prototype for the Cybercab. There was also hope at that time that he had to have a cheaper vehicle. It wasn't there. Given how that event unfolded, what is the bar for this weekend? Just how much is the analyst community actually expecting, given some of the squishiness of prior timelines for Tesla?
Yeah, I mean, this is a company that is so divisive, right? Where you do have a lot of analysts who, despite all of the sort of unanswered questions and things that were left unaddressed at that We Robot event, some just kind of took the excitement of fresh metal, a prototype, got excited about it, and there was that event was successful in the sense that it drove this rally in the shares in the lead up to it. And we're seeing a repeat of that in terms of this Robotaxi launch, right? Where despite the fact that Tesla's sales are not showing indications of market recovery from what was a really dismal first quarter, we're seeing the shares tick up just around this idea of Musk kind of driving a narrative again for the stock. And so even in the event that we don't see a real sort of needle-moving change in Tesla's financial situation as a result of this launch, it at least is changing the conversation. We're talking less about what he's up to in Washington and about the demand issues, and more about these bright, shiny objects for the future.